Alright, welcome back to Red January, day 22 of Roll Every Day. Today we're going to work the T-Kimura position. So I thought I'd put in a little blues because it reminded me of Booker T. Anyway, we're going through the T-Kimura position. So these are the live rolls. We're just starting in a position, trying to work into the T-Kimura position. And then from there go for the submissions. Here we start in half guard. I like to trap the hand, and I am now in the T-Kimura position. Get them to rest their upper body on my body, and now I wait for them to do one of four things. Either they'll turn to the wall, they'll turn to their right, they'll stay flat, or they'll bridge up on me. In this case, Nick was just kind of staying there, so I decided I was going to come up on my own and try to go into a dorsal kind of Kimura. Dorsal fin. That's something from Danaher. So now I just switch grips to the other side of the Kimura, and I need to trap his head so he can't move around. He helps me out by giving me his arm, and I'm able to trap him. So again, we're going to start in that half guard position, and I have a couple different methods of getting into the Kimura, the T-Kimura position here. Either I trap that top hand, his left arm right now. I'll take my right hand and grab his wrist and pin it to his hip, and then use my left arm to sneak my hand in, like this. And then I'll start to creep over, get my little butterfly hook onto that leg. And here I act like I'm going to go into T-Kimura position, go into mount. That's kind of, to me, it's kind of difficult to get a Kimura in mount. So I'm just going to kind of play around here a little bit and then jump over into a T-Kimura position, since that's what we were working today. Here I want to keep that elbow higher than his wrist. And again, he's kind of laying flat here. So I'm going to elect to come up, since he's not doing anything. I'm going to come up again to that either dorsal or... Oh, he got out of that. I didn't have a tight grip. Now once we get out of that Kimura kind of position, it's a live roll, so I can do whatever I want to do here, but I decided to grab a Kimura and try to get my body on that power line, where I get my shoulders down by his hips and my hips up by his shoulders on a diagonal line. Here I want to work the bottom hand, so I can get a Kimura from the hand that posts up on the mat. See how he's kind of posted up? He's on his elbow, but he claps, so I decided I'm just going to go straight to his back, trapping his hip so he can't get flat. I grab his shoulder, and now I'm just going to use that gift wrap and get into my kind of Kimura grip seatbelt, and just I'm rolling right to his back. Now we're training this morning in my basement, and it's a decent sized mat for, you know, a group, but when we're rolling around like this, we're pretty much exploring the whole space here. Oh, here I went into, I was going to trap his shoulder. He did a good job of kind of keeping the hand in, so that's my left hand grabbing my right shin. Now I'm not pulling on my shin because my knee doesn't move that way. So I'm going to kind of move my body around and get into that triangle. And he starts gurgling here. I think the submissions are starting to get to Nick, drive him a little crazy. Anyway, again, right back into that half guard. Try to trap his hand there. Act like I'm going to do a reverse Kimura grip. Alright, there's that rolling Kimura. I had to be cautious there because I have a cabinet there. I didn't want to rack my feet into it. So, again, I'm being slow and cautious here. I wanted him to bridge back into me, but he wasn't doing it. So I had to get a hook to create that rotation that I wanted. back to that T-Kimura position until he wants to push off that wall. I throw my right leg in for the rotation. I have rotational control on his right side, and my Kimura controls the rotation on his left side. So my options in here is I can kind of fake like I'm going to do a choke, and then he gets his back to the mat, or I can just kind of come up into the half guard again and go to that Kimura position. Here I fall back in to show I can get into the T-Kimura position from down below. I have a couple options in here. I can... Oh, he sat back pretty good there. Oh, that was the end of the round. Next partner is Jim. And Jim is starting in my half guard. And then I'm playing around with a little bit of like a 92 yard, kind of holding that arm a little bit. Overhook, trap his hand, and now I'm just going to do a nice slow roll to his back. Again, I'm actively trying to get Kimuras, or get into T-Kimura position. So when my opponent is trying to escape, I'm trying to get into position. We're getting kind of close to this wall. It's kind of a fault wall, so it kind of gives away here, and I don't want to really push into it. So I'm going to come up with a guillotine. I fed it across, so it's almost like a reverse rear naked choke. But here I'm going to shoot to the back, wrap up the Kimura, and then I'm just going to dive over. Trying to get that crucifix in there, but again, that was a technique that I was showing today, so Jim might have been a little more aware of my positioning. Here I'm going to come up, just work on taking a dorsal. I decide it's too difficult for me to get his hand. He's starting to get his knees, so there's a little something. Just kind of go to side control, get my right elbow down to the mat, and then I can just turn into him. Jim has a little bit tighter shoulders, so this isn't a push, but it's a pull. I'm using my left arm to pull up on his tricep. So I'm going to go back down. Jim's coming in my half guard. And now I have him get the Kimura on, and I'm going to kind of work out of some positions. I'm trying to show him how he can... I didn't want him to break his grip. Once you have the Kimura grip on, I never want you to take your grip apart. So I want him to use his lower limbs. I'm taking his left foot and putting it in a spot, and I want him to peel and then push his hips over my head to get into this position. Right, and now we're going to work. So I'm going to put my head in, trap his head, and I quickly break down his grips. I'm just going to kind of come up. Again, threaten the guillotine. Take his back, get the hooks in. And play around with this claw grip on the shoulder to work an arm bar, again with the Kimura. He's hiding his hand pretty well. I was going to try to work my leg on the inside to get a triangle, but he's trying to push over my leg. The sounds that people make, the grimaces. Here, I just kind of do a rolling arm bar, and I think I get the arm bar here. Oh, go to work the triangle. I want him to come up to his knees, but he's taking his time. So I'm like, that's it, I'll just go back to the arm bar. We have a little bit more of this roll, so I'm going to start up on top and see if Jim can roll me. I want him to get a butterfly hook in. He's staying right here. But I want him to either roll into me, and now here I tell him he needs to scoop back, scoop under me, roll back into me and get my weight over him. Collapse the leg, and he can roll me over. Never taking that Kimura grip off. Get his right elbow down. And now here I'm just going to work to get out of it. Keeping my back flat on the ground. I was thinking I was going to come up for a Darce, but he moved around pretty good. We're playing fast and loose with the walls here. And I have a Americana that I like to use to roll up. I don't never get that submission, but he's laying on my leg. We're getting close to the end of the round, so hey, thanks a lot for watching. Have a good week.